Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the New England Sports Center, a multi-rink complex in Marlborough, Massachusetts, only a little bit outside of Boston, for the Boston weekend of the Junior Women's Hockey League season. It's a big sports weekend in the Boston area with Super Bowl Sunday happening here and the Bean Pot on Monday. But also, we've got some excellent hockey on the way. First game on this rink, this is rink 6 out of 6 in this multi-rink complex in Marlborough. It's quite an impressive setup, and a number of teams play a lot of games here. But first up here on this rink, this is the second game that's gotten underway. Little Caesars, hailing from Detroit, Michigan, and the North American Hockey Academy, coming in from Stowe, Vermont, and looking to provide us with some excellent action. Both of these teams in the Major Junior Under 18 division. This rink been home to some pretty cool things. It hosted the national championships back in 2014 for U.S. hockey. It hosts some very good teams here as NAHA comes in first place overall. They've played 22 games, won 17 of them, lost only 2, and tied 3 times. Little Caesars, an even 10-10 overall with 1 tie, and that one did turn into an overtime loss, but these teams have faced off well. NAHA is in the blue, white, and red jerseys with the horizontal stripes and the emblem emblazoned on the front of the jerseys. Little Caesars in the orange, white, and teal with the Detroit Red Wings insignia emblazoned on the left shoulders for a lot of these players. The face-off won for a moment by Little Caesars, and we are underway. And quickly coming up the left side is Wagner, turning it back and gives it off. And cleared out by Natalia Asumakis, as here we go the opposite way. Off the end boards and batted around. Asumakis gets back to it, controls it on the corner boards, and gets locked into a battle and sends it deep for Brandy Wilson. Can't quite get to it. A number of college commits, players who have already committed to go to different schools on each of these teams. Kaylee Donnelly shoots on net. Save made by Joanna Ebert. Class of 2019. Hasn't committed to any school yet. She's starting in net. The NAHA netminder is Cammie Cronish. She's a senior this year and has committed to the University of Wisconsin, most dominant women's college hockey program. Controls the WCHA pretty convincingly, so she has a good legacy to fill in with the Badgers when she gets there. Right now, she's got her team staked to the best record in the JWHL. Thrown out in front by Porzinski and cleared away to the center ice position, and back and controlling is Laura Spino. Up ahead, tapped in, and second through for a line change. Patty Johnson pursuing, but ultimately controlled by Grace Schooner. Battled for behind the net. And NAHA forces a turnover, gets a shot from long range, and goes wide of Hebert. NAHA keeps it into the blue line, sends it through to the corner. They're cycling off their defensive pairings. Sent down behind the net. Cycling through is Forsberg. Out in front, shot saved. Forsberg got in front, Hebert made the save. Caesars trying to clear the puck, can't quite do so. They do get it out. No, they don't get it over the end line. NAHA just dumps it back in, and we'll switch up the lines. Kicked off the end boards. Kept in by NAHA. Thrown in front, saved by Hebert. Sadie Kuhn, a commit to Colby College up in Maine, has the second shot on net. And already, NAHA's starting to pepper Little Caesars goaltender with some good-looking shots. The clock stops. The under-19s Just 2 minutes. There's 20 minutes of play per period. NAHA's back in the position, saucers it back, and here's a turnover. And they force it with some speed. They've turned back pretty quickly. Randy Wilson couldn't get by. Sonia Bjornsson advancing, leaves it. Emma Wietrick at Boston University. Commit can't quite get to it in time. Cleared away and knocked down. NAHA will regroup and advance. Wagner forced away at the blue line. Good defensive effort. Teresa DiMaggio in. Deflected away by Kronish. DiMaggio turns it back. Saucers it through. We're at the blue line. Thrown on towards the net. Save made by Kronish. Behind the net. Bounces off the apron. Cleared up. Official has to move out. Ahead. Good deke. Wagner almost had a 2-on-1. DiMaggio caught up to her. And Sadie Kuhn has to track it back and go and play it. Marino can't clear it out. Still battling for it at the red line. Marino can't quite come away with it. It's forced back by Grace Schooner. NAHA turns it over on the misconnected pass. And they'll regroup in their own end. Shot on net. Save made. Borzinski doing a good job at that end. Kept in by Graves. Shot on goal. The shot initially committed by Via Graves and tipped in by Leah Marino. NAHA has taken a 1-0 lead over Little Caesars with 15:18 to go. Sustained possession and winning a battle turns into a good shot. Not much the goaltender could have really done about that one, but it's 1-0 NAHA over Little Caesars. Puck is saucered around the end boards. And another battle won by NAHA, long and then controlled, taken back by Taylor Whitney, one of the captains of Little Caesars. Osmankis loses it in the corner. Wrestled in, Little Caesars wins it back. Wilson, one-timer, the wicked slap shot by Jenny Heath. Bounces wide. Offsides for a moment as it's cleared to neutral ice. Brought back in by Whitney. Advance fired on net. Save made by Kronish. So at the circle and Little Caesars starting to win the possessions. DiMaggio works it in. Chipped away. Good defensive work by Sadie Kuhn. Bounced off the end boards. Controlled by Diller. Looking on through. Tapped back to the left side. Lacombe advances. Stapled into the end boards. Bjornsson working for it. DiMaggio taken away. Bjornsson back on the pursuit for it. Forces the turnover. Gets it back. Can't saucer it in any further. It's one-timer missed by Annabelle Lacombe. Then she'll track it down into the corner boards. Pass, shot, saved. Eminger had a very good look at that one. Another shot on. This goes wide of the net. Bounced off the end boards and cleared. This is not going to be an icing. NAHA regroups and fires it up ahead. Tipped through, knocked down. Wagner advances. Good deke by Kaylee Donnelly. Shot on and saved. Eberts faced down some good shots. A pass up ahead. From Schooner to Gabriella Perperak does not connect, and NAHA can counterattack. They'll send 2 in and change everybody else out. Kept in at the blue line, and they'll take it back out and reset everything. Dumped in, and this is going to be an icing call. 12:22 to go here in the first period. NAHA leads Little Caesars 1-0. This is the second game of many to come here in the Boston weekend of the Junior Women's Hockey League season here at the New England Sports Center in Marlborough, Massachusetts. This is rink number 6 of 6. There are a lot of rinks, a lot of things going on here throughout the slate of the schedules. A lot of teams that make their home here in Marlborough. The New England Hockey Club is the hosting team. They're the representative from the Junior Women's Hockey League that makes their home here, that practices here. Full of other schools and teams play their games here as this is stapled back. And bounced off the end and cycled through. The Hillside School plays here. St. John's plays here. A bunch of prep schools in Massachusetts play some games here as this is blocked down accidentally by Brandy Wilson. Turnover lost. Offsides was NAHA for a moment. Thrown back on. Graves advances. The future Crusader fires it on. Goes wide of the net and circles back outside. Board battle won ultimately by Little Caesars. Make sure not to turn it over in their own end, and they don't, but they can't quite get possession of it either as the pass from Heath to DiMaggio does not quite connect. NAHA will counter. Advance, here comes Forsberg, loses it. And the future Beaver at Bemidji State just couldn't quite control it. All told, on NAHA's roster, there are 13 current collegiate hockey commits. 12 of them are to Division I schools. And Colby is a very competitive Division III school, as he's the only non-D1 school commit. Nine commits on the Little Caesars team. Thrown in front, can't tip it home. Lacombe got her stick on it for a moment, could not redirect it in. Cleared out to the left side. Controlled down and bounced off the boards. Puck accidentally sent into the penalty box. No penalty on it. It just stops the clock with 9:36 to go here in the first period. A lot of teams taking part in this weekend. Balmoral Hall, Little Caesars, and NAHA are the two teams taking part here. Ridley College hosting New England Hockey Club. Pacific Steelers, Vancouver area. Newbridge Academy, the Lady 67s from Ottawa. The Chicago Young Americans and the Boston Shamrocks are the teams taking part in this weekend. Oh, and Ridley College, excuse me, pardon me for forgetting them. A lot of teams taking part in this. There are 47 games to be played across all three divisions over this weekend. NAHA can extend it. Puck brought into the corner, turned back, stopped. Wagner can't quite control it. Pass to the circle, backhand shot, save made. Ebert with a good kick save off of the shot by Helenka Bryce. Race one to the end boards by Leah Marino. One-timer misfired by Graves, off wide to the right, and the net is off its moorings. Crashed into by Devin Borzinski. Clock will stop with 8:22 to go. And the face-off will come outside of the attacking zone for NAHA. Graves will control it off the face-off, so it's back over for Kuhn. Up ahead, Borzinski to the corner. Will bring it behind the net, look for somewhere to go with it. Brings it back up to the point, not enough steam to get to Graves. Someone else passes it, Graves fires it. Maggio could have tipped it towards her net, instead tipped it away. Kuhn deflected through towards the doorstep, can't control it for a shot. Borzinski has to send it back. Cycled on through by Bryce, stapled into the boards, puck is loose, DiMaggio wins it. Cleared, kept in by Graves at the blue line. And Marino falls over, trying to keep possession of the puck. Maddie Johnson races in to keep fighting for it. Little Caesars has been hemmed in their own zone a couple of times. Trying to clear it. It's excellent pressure from NAHA. Here's a turnover behind the net. DiMaggio trying to clear it with oncoming Darcy Joel, a junior on this team. Good deke, shot on glove, save made by Joanna Ebert. And it was a good rip from Maddie Johnson. One of the seniors who's not committed to any school. Quite yet, at least. Face-off won by Johnson. But controlled by Little Caesars off the pickup. Shot fired through, can't get to it in time. Whitney couldn't get the deflection off the Natalia Asamakis shot. Set ahead. It's a 2-on-3, save made by Ebert off the shot by Darcy Joel. This is going to be icing against Little Caesars. Puck was sent in deep. Face-off will come to Ebert's left. Face-off one, immediately shot on, bounces wide. And Caesars wins the race to it. So through. Alternate captain Asamakis gets to it. Turns it to the captain, Whitney. Fired on, wants the deflection, can't quite get it. Randy Wilson is not there yet. The puck just a little bit ahead of her stick. Here comes NAHA back. Shot wide and crashes off the end boards. Race to the puck won by Sophie Holden. Back to the point. Fired on. Deflected through. Puck goes wide. That went off of Whitney's skate. Kept on. Fired. Glove save by Ebert, and other than that one shot which went fire, Ebert has played a very good game, and there's not much you can really do about the one shot that managed to whistle by her. Sophie Holden had the last shot. She is committed to the Larrys at St. Lawrence University up in Canton, New York. Another year before she joins them, almost turned it over. Then fired, saved. Working through, controlled by Ebert. Pretty good pressure by Kaylee Donnelly. Another future Terrier on this team, trying to force the Puck to go through, can't get it in. Play stops with 5:15 to go. The Caesars coach is drawing up some plays for the team could do to advance it. Backhanded shot. Wide. Wagner can't quite get the goal to go through. Out in front. Into deflection. Shot. Did that go in? Can't tell from up here. No. It looks as though Ebert managed to control it off the draw. And Joanna Ebert stares down some pretty good pressure. Donnelly and Wagner continue the attack. We're going to redo the face-off as a back judge, or the second referee, calls the Little Caesars player out of the face-off. Isabella Olandis goes in, and NAHA wins the face-off. And through. NAHA keeps it. Mustard back for Emma Wietrich. Wietrich tracks it down. He's one of two future Boston University Terriers. The other is Kaylee Donnelly, controlling the puck at this end. Moves, looks, shot, wide to the left. Good positioning. Did everything with that puck except put it home for a 2-0 NAHA lead. Has to track it back down to her own end. NAHA controls it. Kiki Rouse can't quite clear it. Looks for it, controls the puck in her skates. Takes it to the backhand, advancing. Pressure by Brandy Wilson. And saucered in, no icing. Gone through. Leah Marino out in front. One-time slapper to off the pad, wide. Not the shot by Porozinski. The Winterhawks of NAHA keep up the attack. Good deke. Here's a shot and a save. Loose puck. Gets through. That's a great move by Brandy Wilson. The senior committed to Trine University after this year. Shot on, save, rebound loose. Neither Wilson nor Whitney could get their sticks on the puck for another shot. And there's a good flourish from Little Caesars trying to even the game up. Asimakis works it through. Pressured. Fires it through. Can't quite get the tip on it. Taylor Whitney has had some good opportunities, but the puck has not bounced her way in this game. Joel advances, bounces it off the boards for a race. Forsberg wins it. Controlled at the end, tipped ahead. Another tip, bouncing puck. Maddie Johnson gets to it first, sends it to the point. Goes to the left, fires it on, wants a tip, and finds Sarah O'Brien's stick instead. She does not play for NAHA. Winterhawks keep it in, Little Caesars can't quite clear it. Cabled in by Joelle. Shot, save made. And Joanna Ebert has been excellent so far. The only goal that's gotten by her is one that would get by almost every single goaltender. So no shame in that one going by her. And Leah Marino got that one. Only about 5 minutes in. 2:22 left to go here in the first period. It's a 1-0 NAHA lead. Shot on, loose puck, deflected wide. An unfortunate bounces to keep it at only a 1-goal deficit early on in this period. Puck sent along to the opposite boards. Little Caesars can't quite clear it. It's kept in by Holden. Up ahead for Amber Daniels. And cycle back through off the end boards. Can't quite keep it in at that last-ditch effort. This will find its way back through, and no NAHA player touched it, so it will indeed be icing. Minute 34 to go. There's netting at either end, and the sitting at one end, hangs a little bit lower right in front of the scoreboard. One-timer on, goes wide. Katie Donnelly couldn't quite get it through. Bounces off his last. Little Caesars clears it. Whitney controls it in her skates. Pulls it through. And Maya Graves wins the race and positioning and gets to the puck first. And to keep her goaltender from facing much pressure. Cleared away. But runs into Kate Hupple's stick. Hupple has to track it back. Backhander. Turned through. NAHA almost had the goaltender napping. Mishandled and just took a bad bounce off Sadie Kuhn's stick. We're under a minute to go here. NAHA up 1-0 on Little Caesars. Advanced to the circle. Lost it. Pulled back through. Checked. Whitney gets to it. Goes on through. Whitney receives the pass at the red line. Sends it to the corner. Little Caesars switching up the lines. Here comes NAHA. Bryce advancing. Leaves it. Wants a tip. Can't quite get it home. Leah Marino wanted her second. And couldn't quite get it. This isn't going to be icing, but the final seconds will tick off. End of the first period. And NAHA leads Little Caesars 1-0. Brief pause, be back in a moment. You are watching JWHL Hockey here on JWHL.org. North American Hockey Academy, aka NAHA, holds a 1-0 lead over Little Caesars, hailing from Detroit, Michigan. Hi everybody, I'm Chris Lynch, and welcome in to the Marlboro Sports Center. Here's a shot. Oh, and that hit the post! Oh, the deflection just comes wide. And NAHA only a couple seconds in. 21 seconds in, they've had a shot hit the post. Kiki Roust fired that one on that Maddie Johnson almost tipped in, but hit the left goal post. That almost gave a 2-0 lead to the first place team in the league. Whitney gets to Wilson over the blue line. It's offsides, though, after a last-second deflection off the end. Cycled back through. This won't be icing as... No, yeah, it won't be icing. More pressure by Little Caesars. Spun back through at the circle and over the red line and dumped in. This will be an icing against NAHA. Race was won by Isabella Oldani. 18:52 to go here in the second period. Face-off will come back into the NAHA end to Cami Cronish's right. The future Badger has not had to make a ton of saves, but when needed, she's come up with the big ones. Up front, almost tipped home. DiMaggio couldn't quite get the stick on it to deflect it the right direction. Here comes NAHA with some speed. On through. Pass was a little too pretty for its own good as Sonia Bjornsson couldn't control. One at center. Here comes the advance by Heminger. Puck is bounced up and over the net. Race won by Bjornsson. Up to the point. Left side. Holden. Fire. Gloved save by Joanna Ebert. Really has been the best player in this game for either side. Has made the most plays. Has been pressured more than anyone else on the ice. Face-off will be between Donnelly and Kate Hubble. Excuse me, and Grace Schooner. And NAHA won it off the control. Winterhawks back on the attack. Donnelly stapled and upended. No whistle, just a check. This will be cleared back up to center. To the right side. Donnelly out in front. Can't get the tip home. Merrill Wagner, future Colonial at Robert Morris over in Pittsburgh. Got her stick on it, but the puck did not go where she wanted it to. And this puck will come back into the NAHA end. No one touched it. Just backed off from it. Stapled in by Asimakis. Three minutes gone by in this second period. NAHA has already had two incredible scoring chances. Little Caesars still trying to get there first. Tipped in by Whitney, who will race the puck down when it's sent it in front. Tipped away by Wilson. And back to the corner we go. Bounced off the end. Fired on. Blocked down. Very good block by Leah Marino on Devin Dismeric's shot. Advanced, thrown in front. Puck bounces wide. Alenka Bryce and Leah Marino almost combined to get Marino's second. Not quite though. Wilson wins it over the blue line and in for Little Caesars. May Kelke loses it along the end boards, and NAHA will counterattack. Forsberg gets to the end boards first. Keeps control of it. Loses it for a second. Board battle ensues. Cycled up along the boards, off the end, and deep into the NAHA end. This will be icing as the puck just gets the last legs it needs to circle over the finish line. And the face-off will come back into the Little Caesars end to Ebert's right. DiMaggio advances. They've got numbers. DiMaggio loses control, fires it on, save made. And NAHA will control. Off the left side. They'll just leave it. And Ebert picked it up and decided not to drop it. With some pressure on coming. Really is a late call. But that's what it is. Just about 5 minutes into this second period. Goaltender decides to play it, so icing completely waved off. NAHA in at the circle. Plays it behind the net. Lost control of it, back up top to the point. Fired on, blocked away. Daniels got her stick on it to block it. Now we'll try and win it at the red line. Tips it to the side boards. Pressures Kuhn, can't turn it over though. NAHA with some numbers. They had it for a second, and now it's a 4-on-2, and it's a whipped shot by Heminger. About 6 minutes in, as the puck cleared the out of bounds line and cleared over the glass, I mean. .356 to go. Puck is dropped. Here's back over to the NAHA end. Can't keep it in. Is Kiki Roust has to track it back. So to the circle. Beak run into as players are hip checked. Over the blue line. To the circle. Blocked down. Good by Isabella Oldani. One on. Masamakis can't get through. And Roust is fortunate that that puck didn't bounce off of her stick and in. Little Caesars trying to get some possession. Can't get a shot out. Kick pass over behind the net. Masamakis wrestling for it. Wilson can't quite win it. Donnelly clears. Dumped in and controlled by Roust. Nick send it through. And now Little Caesars starting to force some pressure. Nearly a turnover. Little Caesars couldn't get to the puck in time for a one-timer or to capitalize on the bouncing puck. Hubble wins it. Pass doesn't quite connect, otherwise that's a walking goal for Devin Porzinski. Here comes a chance for Marino. Shot, score! Leah Marino has both goals for the North American Hockey Academy, and the Winterhawks are up 2-0 on Little Caesars with 12:23 to go here in the second period of action. Good 2-on. Upended near the boards. Back through, lost it at the end. And Little Caesars looking to counter. At the blue line, knocked down. Turnover, Marino advancing, shot, saved, and she was upended by a hit by Jenny Heath. Face-off will come to Ebert's left. Face-off controlled and bounced up the left side. Whitney advancing, moves across, backhander, can't get the shot on net.
stapled into the corner boards. 5 players working at the puck, trying to lodge it free. Now it's 2 and 3. Little Caesars comes up with it. At the boards and out. Graves gets to it. Give and go, kept in. Good stick work by Bjornsson. Shot, one-timer over the net. And another board battle ensues. Turnover forced. Advancing, turning to the circle. Good passing to the point. Graves whiffs on Bjornsson. Back to Graves. Blocked. And a foot race. Race 1. Fired on net. Deflected wide. Good effort by Kate Hubble to work her way through. As the clock is only showing 10-14 seconds on it. But it should read that we've got another 10 minutes to go here in this second period. Buzzer will go off and then they'll correct this mistake. Turnover at the circle, fired and tipped up. And that's going to be it. So we're going to take a brief pause in the middle of the second period and clean up the ice in the middle of this game. 2-0 NAHA with 2 goals coming by Leah Marino. 1 in the first period, 1 in the second period. We'll clean up the ice and play the second half of this game after the ice is all cleared up. I'm Chris Lynch and you're watching JWHL Hockey here on JWHL.org.
the upper level boys were doing that, so that's upon themselves to dump the upper level girls and do. They said it wasn't supposed to be like that. It won't be like that.
So they decided to break up the time of playing to make sure that the ice quality is about the same for both sets of the game. So essentially, we're playing 1 1/2 periods at a time. So we're still in the middle of the second period. 10 minutes on the clock. 2-0. NAHA leads Little Caesars. Hi everybody, I'm Chris Lynch. Welcome in as Little Caesars trails. They won the opening possession of this section of the period. Dumped in. Race one into the corner. Trick can't quite get to it. It's tipped up by Jenny Heath and into the netting right behind it. So this will be the last 10 minutes of the second period after they cleaned up the sheet. This is RINK 6 out of 10 here at the New England Sports Center. It's quite an impressive facility. 3 on 4, fired on. Deflected wide off of Donnelly's shot. Hold at the point, tipped through. Went to the center and poked out. Little Caesars with possession. Tipped on, save made. Loose puck controlled by Bryce. Good pressure and good tip by Makis. Here comes Marino on, looking for the hat trick. Be only in 2 periods. Can't quite get it though, as the puck is deflected off to the side. Whistle's blown for a hand pass, I think, as the clock will stop with 8:11 to go. Face off will come just outside, and it's won by Johnson. Holden advances. Holding brings it through over the blue line. Fires on, puck deflected straight up. Won by Forsberg, lost by Forsberg along the end boards. One backcycle through by Joel to Forsberg, looking for somewhere to go with. Tipped in front of the net, losing puck and bouncing, controlled to the corners by Little Caesars. Tipped through. Here they come. One move through and muscled off the puck. Amber Daniels. Good positioning, good advance. Couldn't quite get all the way through. Here comes the other way. Forsberg bounced it off the end boards. Over the blue line. Good poke by Devin Zmarek. Already 3 minutes into the second period. It's been continuous play. We'll have the final 20 minutes of the game after this stretch. Both enders will switch, and right now it's a 2-0 North American Hockey Academy lead, or really it's a 2-0 lead for Marino. She has both goals. To the circle, give and go, look for it, fires, hit the post. They've drawn metal twice. Puck bounced up. At the blue line. Advance. Looks for somewhere to go with it. To the circle. Backhander goes over the net. That's a good, clean backhander taken by Isabel Heminger. NAHA will switch up their lines. Donnelly advances. Donnelly turns, gets around the defenders to the opposite side for Braves. For Donnelly to the circle, bounces off of Wagner's stick, and NAHA can't get a shot on goal. Whitney advances, still wins the puck along the boards. Lost it and worked off the puck. Over the red line, tapped down. Offsides called for, as that's not good awareness by Natalia Asimakis, who's played a very good game. All things considered, just didn't handle that play that well. Face off just outside, and it's won by Weecher. NAHA gains control of it at the red line. Bounced on back over the line to the circle. Moves forward. Turns it, lost it. Lanka Bryce can't quite get control of it for a shot. 3-on-2 if they move. Deep one way, sent on net, loose in deflection. Little Caesars had a very good chance to try and put one by Natalia Asimakis. Couldn't track down the loose puck afterwards, but Brandy Wilson, great shot. Puck goes through. There have been no penalties called for, and Gabriela Popona trying to go for the puck. May have been the closest that we've had to one so far today. Brzezinski on through. Off the end boards and deep. Controlled off their pads by Kronish. Played a very good game. Face down some shots. .348 to go here in the second period. It's 2-0. Cycled on through. Bounce deep. Shoulder at the apron of the net. You see Joel couldn't quite control it for a clear shot. Here comes Little Caesars fluttering on, and puck caught clean out of the air by Kronish. That's a great play to control it. .313 to go. Kronish keeps the shutout going. DiMaggio will face off with Heminger, and the possession will stay with Little Caesars, controlled and upended. Little Caesars has been calling to see if they can get some plays, or to get some power plays. They've not gotten any. Face off one again by DiMaggio, but NAHA controls off the face off and kept down. The officials disagree as to whether or not that should be icing, but they are going to call Devin Desmerick. Ultimately, they are for an offsides.
Sure, I'm getting pumped.
I am as well, but am I loud enough to drown out the sound?
Yeah. Just go ahead. Just go ahead.
Face off one by Little Caesars. They'll cycle it through the end boards, out in front, controlled down. And NAHA will clear it. Maddie Johnson up over the red wall. Dumped in by Lacombe. Race for it along the corner boards. Bounced around and through. Kept in. Tipped. The deflection goes wide as we've got two players sitting for penalties. Right now it is still 5-on-5, but two individual players are sitting as the puck is bounced off the pads and controlled by NAHA. It was off a shot by Kate Hubble. Whitney will bring it on in. Up through, backhander, can't get it on. It's DiMaggio and Heminger who are sitting right now. Here's a shot on, loose puck, that goes in. Emma Wiedrich, the future Boston University Terrier, has scored off the rebound of her own shot on basically a solo break. And the Winterhawks of the North American Hockey Academy lead it 3-0 with 1:59 to go here in the second period. Two goals from Leah Marino off of the first period and one in the second period. And now a goal by Wiedrich, who wears the C. And it's 3-0. Little Caesars has gotten some very good pressure. They're going to have to get a bit more in order to beat Cami Cronish with how good she's been so far today. Dumped in deep. Kelke tracks it down. Backhander through to the circle. Controlled and advanced. To the circle, fired, gloved save by Ebert, but the puck just bounces wide. Penalties are done, so DiMaggio and Heminger will hop out of the box now. And it's icing going against Little Caesars. .102 left to go in the second period. Face-off battled for and won in the left circle. He stabled in. We're now under a minute to go. Loose puck. Played off the boards and fell down. But Lauren Spino got back up and cycled the puck through. Little Caesars trying to clear it to get one more shot on goal. Trying to end the shutout. And Kelke can't quite clear it. Now she does. Over the line. Here comes NAHA. Marino, shot, pad saved. Out in front to the end boards. Circle, Spino. Tipped out in front. Marino can't get it to go. 15.3 seconds left, and we are going to just get some personnel shifts for both sides as the goaltender Hebert has made some good saves and has been pressured a ton. Marino almost came up with the hat trick. 15.3 seconds to go. Caesars clears it. Here's a shot. Goes just wide of the net to the right side. The final seconds will tick off the clock. And that's the end of the second period. NAHA leads 3-0 over Little Caesars. Brief pause, back in just a moment for the third and final period. You are watching JWHL Hockey here on JWHL.org. third period. The North American Hockey Academy and Little Caesars. A 3-0 Windsor Hawk lead over the Short. Hi everybody, I'm Chris Lynch. Welcome in to the New England Sports Center in Marlborough, Massachusetts. We've had a very good period so far here. We've had some play, we've had good lead. Here's a bounce. Can't quite get it to go home, though. Wrestling forward in the corner. This is going to be called an offsides. The second there's actually a touch-up by Little Caesars. And there it is. It's going to be a holding penalty. Little Caesars is discussing the call, and this is going to be a power play. Asamakas is going to sit for 2 minutes. First power play for either side. Comes only 56 seconds into the third and final period. Puck is won off the end boards. Advanced in the race by Kuhn. Turned back though. Here comes Graves to advance it. In the blue line it goes. One down and cleared. Good kill so far, Amber Daniels. 45 seconds done off of this power play. Over the line and advanced. Donnelly.
Cleared away to the end. Cronish sends it up ahead. Deked, turned over. Here's a shorthanded chance for a goal. Backhander save made by Cronish. Randy Wilson. Excellent push. Excellent job controlling that puck. .43 seconds left to go after Little Caesars got the power play opportunity. Here come the Winterhawks. Wietrich advances, leaves it. And forced out. Almost turned over. Whitney did a very good job of causing the troubles. This will be sent all the way deep. And with 5 seconds left on the power play, the Winterhawks will go 0 for 1 off the initial rush. Caesars clears it into their own bench. .17:04 to go here in the third and final period. We're on rink 6 in the New England Sports Center. Rink 6 of 10. It's a big facility here in Marlborough. Home for a lot of teams. 495 Stars, we're just off Interstate 495 here in Mass. Backhander thrown on. They've had the national championships here for USA Hockey. In fact, USA Hockey has made a regular home here for both the men's and women's game for play that goes on here in New England. Here they go. Thrown in front. Cleared away. Here comes Little Caesars on the advance. Moldani
to the backhander, throws it in front and blocked away. Donnie wins it in the corner. Lost it, tries to get it back, can't quite do so. NAHA moving with some speed. Here comes the Winterhawks. Deked. That's a top shelf goal. Darcy Joel, the junior, not committed to any schools yet, only committed to scoring goals, as this one goes off basically a one-lady rush. Deked goes to the backhander and catches the top left corner of the net, and it's 4-0. NAHA leading Little Caesars with 15:55 to go. And Little Caesars need to stage a huge comeback if they want to avoid falling to under 500 on this JWHL season. This puck is dumped in and controlled easily. $15:39 to go. 4-0. Bounced off the end boards. Cycled through, one in the corner, deked and advanced. Over the red line. Here comes the rush to the circle. Moves through. We're going to have a penalty against Little Caesars. This will be the second power play in very short order, as Jenny Heath is going to skate over to the boards. It's an interference call going against Heath. She wears an A on her jersey for alternate or assistant captain. I tend to go with alternate captain. 15:22 to go here in the third period. It's 4-0. NAHA holds the lead. It's a 2-minute minor. Play still hasn't resumed, as not sure if it's supposed to be a 2-minute or a 4-minute. That seems to be the hang-up up on the scoreboard right now. Not sure why it would be anything other than a 2-minute minor. We're going to have a brief pause to sort out the scoreboard right now, as I think it is supposed to be a 4-minute penalty on Jenny Heath. I'm not sure what the whistle was blown for. Play has stopped with 15:22 to go here in the third. 4-0 NAHA leading. And they do get the scoreboard corrected. It's a 4-minute NAHA power play. I couldn't tell what it was that elicited the whistle, but NAHA has a big chance to extend the lead. To the point, fired on net, deflected down. Richard goes and collects it. Deked through, shot. Hits the top netting and bounces out, heading in the direction of the American flag that hangs up here. Fired on, deflected down, and deflected wide. This is cleared up and out over the glass, so the faceoff going to stay in, and Whitney just kills some time. We've got 41 seconds of the power play burned off so far. Whitney will advance it. She's showing some speed over the blue line. Fires on net. Save made by Cronish. Shoveled on deep over the red line. Advanced. Cycled through by Wagner. She'll take it behind the net. Leave it for a pass back behind the net. Donnelly to Roust. That bounces off the end boards and wide. Cycles through. Holden wants a shot. That's tipped straight up and off the glass. 2:20 to go on the power play. Heath wants a pass, has it. Deflected. Marino looking for the hat trick, can't get it. It's cleared away. Roust with some speed over the line. Working it behind the boards, out and cleared. Again, there's no icing on power plays. Maggio with some speed. Short-handed shot goes wide to the right of the net. This is some good pressure being put on the penalty kill by Little Caesars. NAHA controls it. Advance it, turn it at the circle. We'll move it to the left side, now to the right. Get through. Got another power play upcoming, or another penalty upcoming, as this will go deep to the NAHA end. This will be the first penalty going against NAHA for hooking. So this wipes out the last minute and 17 of the long power play going against Heath. Devin Borozinski, the junior, will sit down for 2 minutes. Now we've got a minute and 17 of 4-on-4 skating. And here we go. Puck turned back around at these circles. Advanced over the red line, rushed. Deke looks, wants to shoot it, doesn't, takes it behind the net. Out in front, goes to the backhander. That is in! They don't score on the power play again, but on the ensuing power play, Sydney Fess, in the class of 2020, but is already committed to go play her college hockey at Boston College, has given NAHA a 5-0 lead. They score on the 4-on-4 skating. 12:16 left to go here in the third period of this game. Daniel sends it in deep. That's deflected in. Davies, good hustle to keep it deep. Graves to Forsberg. 25 seconds on a 4-on-4 left. The Caesars advancing, sends it through. Kronish will play it behind the net. They're going to switch up the lines. 13 seconds on the 4-on-4. Good poke check. NAHA keeps it in the attacking end, though. Penalty over. And a brief Little Caesars power play upcoming. NAHA controls it. Possesses. Up ahead, deflected. So no icing as Donnelly tipped it at the blue line. 20 seconds on the very brief skating advantage for Little Caesars. Dumped in, 10 seconds on the power play. They got some shorthanded shots, hoping to get at least one on the advantage. 2 seconds and one, and they will not do so. Long shot from deep. That caught one of their own players in the leg. Wilson is slow to get up, but she is up. on the wrong end of a whistling puck. That shot is on and saved by Kronish. Asimakis has a bullet just disguised as a hockey stick, because that puck was flying. Wilson skates over. She looks like she's good. 10 minutes, 22 seconds to go. They'll switch up the personnel, send out Sarah O'Brien to complete the unit on the ice. NAHA will clear it. One on. Marino can't get it to go. Good poke check to clear the puck away. Deke through. Backhander shot saved. Ebert still making some very good saves, just facing a lot of pressure from NAHA. Marino had a chance for her hat trick. Could not quite get it to go down. Face off one, shot, Marino goes over the net. Up to the blue line. Cycled across to the circle, fires on, Marino can't tip it home. Marino works through, shot, save made. Ebert getting pressure. Marino backhands it through. They're going to switch up the lines. Bogue through. This is going to be called icing. I'm not sure I agree with it. 9:28 to go. Face off in the circle, won by NAHA. Graves sends it deep. Forsberg behind the net. Handles. Poked off her stick by Sknor. Race for the puck. Icing waved off. Spino wins the race to it. We got a whistle behind the play, as this is going to be a delayed penalty going against NAHA. It's a slashing call going against the Winterhawks. So a full 2-minute power play. This will be the first full 2-minute power play for the Little Caesars team. Darcy Joel will sit. Her first penalty of the day. There was a very short power play at the end of the 4-minute. Hubble sends it to the circle. Behind the net. On the goal line. And controlled by Asimakis. Heath. Cycling it through. Good poke check by Kuhn. Can't force a turnover though. Long slap shot that's saved by Kronish. Here's a turnover forced. They've got a 2-on-1 with some speed. Here they go. They lose it though. Eminger cannot quite advance it far enough. Does kill off some penalty time. Wilson. Corner. Out in front, save made by Kronish. Puck is still loose, mashing away at it. The net comes off its moorings. And Taylor Whitney, the captain of this team, committed to the Cardinals of Plattsburgh State. Mashes away at it. There's 1:01 left to go on the power play. 7:36. NAHA controls the puck off the loose. Here they go. Can get a shorthanded shot out of it. They do, and it's saved by Hebert. Wagner got that shot. Across the red line and over the blue line, dumped in. At the circle. Asimakis. Gets some pressure, keeps control. Couple sends it through. Circle. The penalty is going to come to an end. A good power play for Little Caesars. They can't end the scoreless drought, though, as they remain shut out. 5-0. Here come the Winterhawks. Good, strong hip check. This is going to be whistled for a penalty. And Jenny Heath, committed to Elmira College, sits down for what will be her second penalty of the game. Her first one was a 4-minute. This one's just a 2. 6:23 to go. It's 5-0. NAHA with the lead. Plays it behind the net. Works it through off the end boards. To the circle. To the point. No power play goals for either side. None at all for Little Caesars. The NAHA goals have been spread out across. 2 of them came from Leah Marino. 1 came from Sydney Fess. 1 came from Maddie Johnson. And 1 came to Isabel Heminger. A very spread out day on the offense. Advanced over the line. Here they go. Marina gets through the defense. To the circle. Shot high over the net. Off the glass. Kept in. This isn't offsides, though. Sophie Holden got to it a little late. Face off 1. Thrown in front, tipped away and over the net. Crazy deflection. Going off the stick of Devin Porozinski. Off the post. That's the 3rd time that NAHA has rung metal in this game. Circle. Controlled. Linka Bryce sends it across. Shot. Saved by Hebert. The power play is over. We're down to 4:16 to go in this game. This has been quite the game for NAHA. They've come close to putting 7 or 8 up on the board. They've rung posts, and Hebert has made some excellent saves. This will be dumped on in. Icing waved off. Goalie plays it. NAHA wins the race to it. Deeks one way. Can't get it to a better position as Joel can't create a shot out. In front. One-timer. Whiffed on it. Controlled again. Still loose under a scrum. And Little Caesars will clear it. Here they come. Over the circle. Shot on. Another one. Now Little Caesars gets some pressure to try and get on the scoreboard. Good shot by Oldani. Turnover by DiMaggio. Fired on net. Got a piece of Cronish, and I think they'll count that as a shot on goal. Up and over the blue line. Here they come. Advance to the circle. Works it through. Off the boards. Backhander leaves it for someone, and that someone's a Little Caesars player. Diller will dump it down. 2:35 to go. NAHA will retain their stranglehold on first place. An excellent performance. And so far, a shutout by Cronish. .206 to go. It's 5-0. Face-off one. Cleared to neutral ice, and NAHA will regroup. With the victory, the Winterhawks will extend their record to 18-2-3. And Little Caesars will drop to one game under 500. 10-11-1 is going to be their record. Can they get off the scoreboard? Deek, save made by Cronish. Great entry. Now here's a solo chance at the other end. Deek's one-way backhander goes over the net and off the glass. And it's turning into a spectacle. As also, by the way, we had a penalty going against the Caesars as Devin Dismerick is sitting. For most of the rest of this game, we've got 1 minute left to go and 52 seconds on the power play. Puck stabled into the end boards. Thrown on and through. Cycled in deep. NAHA trying to clear it away. Little Caesars will next play at 5:50. They'll play Ridley College. NAHA will not play until tomorrow at 7:30 a.m., at which they will play Ridley College. And that's the game. The final score, the North American Hockey Academy 5, Little Caesars 0. A great performance for the Winterhawks. 2 goals for Liam Marino and a shutout for Cami Cronish power the way for a victory. I'm Chris Lynch. We hope you enjoyed this game. There's a lot of hockey left to go this weekend, so we hope that you will stay around and follow us on YouTube and enjoy the hockey that we have to provide for you. Thank you for enjoying this game.